Hi and welcome to Coding with Jesse. I'm Jesse Skinner, and today I'm going to be continuing what I've been doing for the last 2 days, working on these coins. So this is my third day in a row streaming on Twitch, which kind of makes it obvious that I'm enjoying it. So here I am again. So if you watched the last 2 streams or videos, you'll know that I was struggling with getting these coins to look right when they're small. And I was looking at it last night, and I came to realize I think it's a lot tighter at the top than the bottom. And I'm going to solve some problems, I think, if I move this whole thing down a little bit. So that's what I want to try to do. So I think it looks good, but I think staring at it, this is fairly bigger than this. And that's what I couldn't figure out yesterday, why it couldn't look right. So I think I want to measure it again. If I zoom in, I have this measuring tool. I measured the sides and they worked out pretty good, but I'm going to be pretty sure. So I guess I should measure to that white rim. That's 46. And up here? 42. Yeah, so it's only going to be a couple of pixels, but I think, what if I measure to the dark part of the rim? That's only 14 there. Oh, wait, I'm reading the wrong number. That's the width. Alright, let's do the whole thing again. Maybe if you were watching, you saw the right one. So 60, that makes more sense. And this was 77, yeah. So I should move this down 1677, so 17 divided by 2, so 8-ish. 8 out of, how high is this whole thing now? 8 out of 480, so just a little bit, but let's have a look. So my code for that is mostly in the CSS here. So the upper part of the text needs to come down, but the image itself needs to come down first. So I have it at 15% from the top. I think I only need it to be about 16. Yeah, that's already better. Let's measure it now. So we got 73 there. 69. Let's try 1 more percent. Super scientific. Alright, so 71. 68. So let's split the difference. Go 16.5. I'm feeling like that's going to be it. 68. 69. Okay, I'm happy with that. Yeah, so you can already see that I think it's more balanced. The text can come down a bit. Text is going to have more space, especially on a small screen. But, so everything needs to come down like 1.5%. So if I make that 5, and I make the top 5.5, actually these are starting to level out, which actually makes sense because the rim basically is the same on the top and the bottom. Yeah, that looks quite a bit better. I feel like that these need to be the same. That's my instinct. Let's try that. Yeah, sure. Looks right. I think not having them the same was tolerable, but now it's really good. How does it look with extra text? It's just a nice, what if I fill it with X's or something that's gonna make it really obvious? Yeah, if you look at the space under the X, between the X and the cat image. Oh, let's select it up. That'll make it even more obvious. Okay, so I can see it's coming right up against the cat there. A little bit looser there. So to fix that, I want to shrink the radius just a touch. My radius is calculated at width divided by 2.2. So to make it smaller slightly, I want to make the denominator bigger slightly. So 2.25 maybe. Yeah. And that's okay. It does seem to come in a little too sharp now. So 2.23. Yeah, that's really good. Do you see the highlight is just touching the image all the way around, That, I don't think I can get any better. Cool, so I feel good about that. I was struggling with that for quite a while yesterday, as you may know. So I'm glad to get that figured out a little bit. So what I need to do is commit this, and then I'm gonna update it in my my other project, pull it in, and see how it looks. So what I'm looking at here is these little. This is actually. So I don't know if you can see. You probably can't, but if I zoom in, the the W and the O are like in that dark rim, whereas in the word cats, the T and the S are quite a bit lower, so it just looks wrong, like it's too high up. But now we're gonna have a bit more space. That's gonna come down a little bit. I think it'll. Fingers crossed, it's gonna look good. We will see. So I'm gonna commit this. Commit. Fix. Move. Circle down. Slightly adjust text to be more evenly spaced. That sounds like the letters are like a kerning thing. What I mean is adjust text to be tighter against image. Push that. Yeah. Oh, I need to start my VPN. One sec. Alright, that should be what I need. Probably just seemed like I lagged out there, but I switched over to a different workspace, so it just freezes my webcam when I'm over there. Which is fine, I guess. So then now I need to switch over. So I'm going to split my terminal. This one can be over in the other repository. I need to do an npm. I need to tag it. npm version patch. I need to commit that also. I should have done that before I committed. And then. Oh, I thought it would have updated my package JSON. No? Or does it do a commit already? npm version, does it commit? Yes, it does. Git show. Yeah, it actually, I didn't know that. I didn't realize. npm version commits package JSON to your Git. Cool. I need to push it though. Git push and then git push tags. Hello, Andre. I'm working on this user interface for this new cryptocurrency. It's called crypto.cred. So I'm not working on the currency itself. What I'm working on is the visualization of these. So the idea with these is that anyone can create their own coin, issue their own coin, upload a photo to go in the center of it. So what I'm doing is like rendering it. So I've been doing that the past couple days on Twitch. It's my third Twitch day in a row, and my first 3. So today I was fixing the spacing of this, making it a little more balanced. And once I get that pulled over here and try to fix it's a bit tight on the top compared to the bottom, so that's what I was trying to fix right now. And yeah, once that looks good, then I have some other stuff to do, which is this Coyne creation modal walkthrough wizard kind of process. So the actual process someone would go through to create a coin. Yeah, so I just push the tags over. I should be able to do npm up Coyne. Maybe. I think with npm you can just do like, it's update, but I think you're allowed to type partial. And if it's the only one that matches, it'll do it. Yeah, that seemed to work. Alright, moment of truth. Keep an eye on those letters. But, oh yeah, right. I gotta start my webpack. Okay, I'm gonna be so bold as to assume I don't need that to be in that Coyne folder anymore, and I'll start dev, which should start the webpack dev server. Andre, are you a web developer too? Or developer at all? I'd be interested to know. Alright, is this gonna start? Yeah, it looks less crowded, I think. The W's stepped away from the edge. I feel like it's a little imbalanced, but I can't say why. I still feel like maybe it needs to come slightly to the right now. Yeah, you guess you are a developer? That's cool. I take that to mean maybe you don't do it professionally, but you've been tinkering around, that kind of stuff. Oh, what do you think? Is it worth me doing another version of this to move it over like 1 pixel to the right? I don't know. I only made one change today, but yesterday I went back and forth like a whole bunch of times trying to move it like a pixel at a time. So if I did move it slightly over 1.7%, and I moved, I'm just doing it like in the CSS tools here, just so I can preview it kind of without changing any code. 1.7 there already, and then the image I want to be left 18, so what would that, 19.5? That's pretty good. I don't know. It's like a hobby, but I want to have a job from this in the future. Cool. Right now I'm in my final high school year. Cool. How's the programming curriculum in your high school? Like when I went to school, we did a little bit, but mostly the kind of stuff I did in high school I didn't end up really using much in university. Like university is really when the programming stuff really started. We did a little bit. I'm not going to throw my high school under the bus, but I wonder if it's gotten better since I graduated. You don't have this in your school. How long have I worked in the industry? I graduated university in 2000. Well, actually, so before I even started, I started working, like I got my first job in 2000. So it's been 17 years, or 18 years now. Yeah, I was in high school in the late 90s. They don't have any programming in your school? Like, do they even have... They had what they called keyboarding, which was like learning how to type. Like, I guess it used to be a typewriter class. And when I took it, it was just figuring out the keyboard. You were born in 2000, yeah. Yeah. I've met a lot of people who were born after I graduated high school. It's always a weird feeling, I know. I don't feel like old or anything. I don't look old, at least that's what I'm told, so most people are usually pretty surprised that I'm 37. So what do you think? Should I... Oh, basic stuff, Excel, yeah. So have you been learning it on your own, just through online tutorials, that kind of stuff? Oh, thanks. Thanks for saying I don't look old. Yeah. I think I'm going to do this change. Just move this over slightly to the right. Maybe the image is a bit too far because the shadow of the S is now on that circle. Oh, thanks for following, Andre. I didn't notice that earlier. Jeez, what am I doing here? Am I being too picky with this pixel perfection? I just want to get this Coyne right so I don't have to work on it ever again. Like, it should just be this solid thing that we don't have to think about. So I'd rather just make it right. That looks okay. That's pretty good, I think. Oh, your latest project? Cool, let me open it up. I'm opening it up on my other computer. That's where my... Oh, like a cool, like a music mixer. This is like a animated GIF of your thing? Yeah, I see. Sweet. Yeah, I can open it up in here too. Oop. All zoomed in. Struggling with algorithms, but right now going into React. Here, bring it up here. This is what Andre was showing. Pretty cool. Is that your design? Or you just did the programming part of it? It looks really good. Nice. It is your design. That's cool. Yeah, it's great. I think you're on the right track. If this looks amazing, so keep up with it for sure. All right, I feel like I want to measure this one. I just want to like make it right and not just look at it all the time. And so if I measured that, that's 67. On this side, it's like 71. So we're talking like 3 pixels on this size of a thing that I'm like struggling over. It's stupid. Let's just get it right and then we can move on. So let me see. What were the numbers I was doing over here? So I had the image at 19 left, and that was okay. And let's see, 19 left, and I think the other ones I moved like 1.5% over. The other ones being the text. So 1.5, and then what did I end up doing there? Hey there, She. You are looking at me doing actual paid work. I am doing freelance work for a client. They are launching a cryptocurrency, and I'm working on the user interface for it. So right now I'm trying to move these letters around so that I'm just trying to balance. I want that circle to be right in the middle of the coin. And I'm like fussing over probably fractions of a pixel right now to get it right. But I just want it to look, I just don't want to revisit this. You know what I mean? Like, this is my task right now. I want to finish it and move on to something else. So I'm like being super picky. Like, look, I'm gonna change the percent from 1.5 to 1.7 on the text, because like I don't have OCD, but you probably assume I would, seeing me work. I didn't notice any change when I refreshed, but let's measure. 71 that way, and yeah, straightforward HTML, CSS, JavaScript. That's right. I do server-side stuff too, but not for this client. 63 on this side and 70. What? Am I looking at the wrong number again? No. 70 there. 65 there. That's quite a difference. Am I using a JavaScript framework? I am on the Coyne itself, not. I'm using a library to get the text to be circle, called circle text. But on the website, yes, we are using React. I wouldn't call React a framework, but I think that's what you mean when you're asking. What am I doing? I thought that would shrink. Like, I thought it would be better. Is it moved too far to the right now. What am I doing? Should I just leave it? Let's see what it was before. I think it wasn't right before either, right? 66. So I'm going to want to split the difference here. 68, yeah, let's do 18.5, I guess. Ridiculous. So if it's only 0.5%, I could probably, well, the text I was even going to do like, what, 0.2%? Okay, 68, 69 or so. This one's like 67. It's like too far. 0.5%'s too far. Yeah, I was doing like 0.2%. So 0.2%. So let's see here. 67. Did it change at all? Like 1 pixel. Yeah, you know what? That's even. Do not let me change that again, because it's fine now. Come on, Jesse. All right. Text is fine. Oh yeah, let's do that test I did earlier. Yeah, so it's hugging the picture just right. Just right. It's gotta be. I'm gonna declare it perfect. I can't do this anymore. Okay. Let's commit it again. Coyne, so git commit. I want to just verify what change I made. So I changed 18 to 18.2, and that's it. I didn't even move the text, and it's like still right. That can't be true. I'm shocked. Like that shit doesn't make sense, unless I'm like not moving. It's not changing by any difference. XXXX. Still looks fine. Like, yeah, okay, maybe here it's a little tighter than here. Yeah, I should probably move the text slightly. So at 1.7. And I guess I should be actually looking at it like in the tiny one, because that's what I'm trying to optimize for. It's easier, obviously it's easier to see in the big one, even if I do this trick. Whoop. Yeah, looks good. Okay. This still looks fine now? Yeah. Yeah, I like how the select is like, right. It's like the bottom of the line of the text is the image. That's not something I would have articulated before I started, but that's like a really good sign that I'm getting everything right. Okay, let's stop making changes. Let's put back my amazing Coyne text. Commit this. Fix. I'll just call it pixel perfectionism, because that's what I'm doing. npm version patch. Git push tags. And then I need to pull it into the other repository. npm u Coyne I think would be enough. Nope. npm up Coyne. Alright. So if this is working, yeah, next thing I'm going to be doing is working on, like I said, that Coyne creation process. So I have it's a Google Doc, but I have it exported to a PDF. So let me open that up. And temp, this one. So yeah, I guess I know the other developer I work with, Angela. She's started, like, she did all this part. I just refreshed it and I can't see any difference. but it looks good, I think. I can't, like, did it change? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe my 0.2% of a 0.2% did not make a difference here, but I don't know. I can sleep better tonight. Here, let me actually verify. I want to see that 1.7 or whatever it is. Yeah, it's the new one. Alright, cool. I think it looks good. I guess I need to zoom out. Like so. Yeah, you know what? That looks pretty decent. At least I think so. I don't know. What do you guys think? But I think I can leave the Coyne alone for now. So, how do you make a Coyne? I think if I search the document for create. I want to create a Coyne. Maybe the word isn't create. New Coyne. Dress. We were calling it dressing a coin. The actual, like, process of designing your coin. So that's this. This is the original mock-up of what the coin was supposed to look like, but it's a little, like, do you see how the text has, like, shine on it? We kind of abandoned that for version 1 just because I didn't really know how to achieve it. And that's fine. Yeah, you know, so it's all about, I don't want to just say sacrifices, but it's about, you know, figuring out what's worth spending time on. So, this is what I'm going to be working on right now. But what I'm wondering, I think there was more to it, but maybe not. Maybe it's just that screen. Yeah, I thought there was like, there's selling a coin, giving a coin. Maybe that's what I was remembering. The give a coin process was, here it is, create a coin. That's what I was looking for. So this step, then you upload it by clicking this, and I guess you get a browse window. Then when the coin's done, it'll go here. Instead of this coin, it'll be the one we've been working on. So I need an image for that little cloud upload thing. You click next, then it's the back of the coin, which is really the same. It's really just a coin again. But you can click match front. It'll reuse the same image, or you can upload another one. Notice they say you can upload a GIF or video. That's something I haven't done yet. Maybe that's something we can work on, because we did intend to have that from version 1. Animated GIF is just an image. That's not something I have to handle different. Video might be tricky. Might not be. Might be like stupid easy. If I can just use a HTML5 video tag and then just put a video in the thing. Because how I did it was, where's my coin? The center is this image. And I think in SVG you can basically put in, it's not like a video, it's not as easy, but you put in this like foreign document or something, foreign object, and then you can put HTML in there. So if I can just do like an HTML5 video tag in there, that'd be ideal. I've done enough with the coin for now. Let's move on to other stuff. And I think the video support is something that is not maybe critical for our first demo. I'll just take the word video out of here until we're ready. Create a coin. Alright, so this is how it looks after. So I need to render a bigger one, slightly smaller one behind. I don't know what's under advanced. This is, okay. So that's closed, and then if you click it, then you get this open version. You can pick your coin color. You have to choose gold, which is the default. If it's series 1, I think that's the rule that we're going to go with. The value is a slider. This came from my manager / designer. He drew this, I'm pretty sure, but this is a Bootstrap modal. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using Bootstrap for this. The site doesn't have, like this one doesn't have, or it does? Yeah, okay, it's already using Bootstrap, so I will do Bootstrap modals. And so I should be able to do Bootstrap, like, I don't know if there's a Bootstrap slider. Bootstrap slider. If there is, that's what I'm going to use. Bootstrap slider. Why does carousel show up? I don't even know why I'm clicking it. I don't need a carousel. Oh, I guess because the pictures slide. Bootstrap slider. It does also kind of look like a jQuery UI slider. And maybe that's all I need. Is Bootstrap slider really a thing, or is it just wrapping around a jQuery UI slider? What is it doing? I don't know. So there's that. Oh, I see here it's like a fork of icon RO. I know that from somewhere. Isn't that where? Nah, forget it. I'm dating myself here. I think this website hosted like a popular JavaScript library 15 years ago or something. Can't remember. Anyway, I think like before jQuery UI came out, icon was a good one. I might be remembering something else. So there's that, and then you click add, and then you get this congratulations screen. Give to a friend, or done. Give to a friend has its whole own walkthrough, and that's going to be something shared with, like, you can always give it, so this isn't the only place to get to that. So I'm going to consider that like that's a different modal altogether in a way. Alright, so what I want to do is figure out if any of this has been done yet, and if not, do it. Oh, I forgot about this part. Or I didn't forget about, but I didn't even see it. I only looked here. So actually step 1 is this. So I need this cartoon dude. I need to understand, I guess these circles are going to be like, I guess you click here and you skip to the naming step, or you click here and you skip to the oops. Choose. So there's a drop down here of popular names. That's these. So I'll be just probably hard coding that into the code. Oh, hey, NLAZ TV. Thanks for following. How's it going? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know. It's like fear of getting started right now. I just need somewhere to start. So let me close some tabs. So I gotta search the repository, see if I can figure out if it's been started already. I'll just search for the word create. Okay, that's not a good word to search for with React. Let's try create a coin. Oh, there's create a coin. There's a file called create a coin. Perfect. So where does this... Let's search for that specifically. The work looks tough a little. Yeah. Well, you know, it's like all work related, to be honest. It's like people ask for stuff that don't know how to implement it. And then you have to figure out how to, like, mostly I get pictures, like drawings, and then I have to go make the thing. In this case, it is a bit tricky because, like, there's a lot of ways to do this, and some of the layout stuff, it's mostly just going to be, like, to create a modal is actually pretty easy with Bootstrap. So a lot of this is done for me. I'll just be typing in this text, putting in my coins, making the next button, putting this here. The tricky-ish thing will be putting these here, linking to something. I'm not really sure, because like linking to a step of the modal, I'm not sure how I'm gonna write that. Doesn't mean I can't do it. I just like I literally don't know how it'll look when I do it. Yeah, it's kind of straightforward in certain ways, but it's got some things I gotta make decisions about. So I'm just cleaning up here. Yeah, I don't think I need that. So let me get focused. I was trying to figure out where. I think there's a way to open the create a coin modal. Yeah, there's a button here on, I don't know. It's hidden. Does it ever not be hidden? Is it just hidden because we haven't worked on it? Is it going to appear now when I refresh this? Oh, there it is. Sweet. Yeah. Yeah, nice. So Angela, the developer I work with, has already done a fair bit of the process, which is nice. So mostly I need to drop my coin in there. Few minor, like the cartoons, but like a good portion of it's done. I'm pretty happy on that. Hover tooltip on those. What, the 200 by 200 you mean? God Greeny, thanks for watching. Or what do you mean, hover tooltip? Do you mean hover tooltip on these? Oh, the name your coin. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, that's a good point. And yeah, like, does this mean the browser's tooltip that you do with like a title? Or is this some JavaScript library I need to style up to look exactly like this? Those are the kinds of decisions that even the designer probably doesn't have a strong opinion about, nor my client, the boss, have a strong opinion about. Probably, but maybe. So that's the kind of stuff I'm like, I'll just do it as a title because it's like the easiest, and then if we want to make it fancier, we can do that. No problem. I'm usually just a lurker trying to find my way in this web dev stuff. Haha, since my main language is Java. Cool. You have a sad face there, so I take it you don't enjoy Java. Do you have a job working with Java and you don't enjoy it? Is that the case, or is it just what you happen to learn so far and you're stuck with it so far? Yeah, I'd be very interested to hear what you guys work on, if you work in this industry, or if not, just what you'd like to do or what you've done. I'm very interested to know. All right, I gotta stop just clicking around. So I need to work on this modal. I had the thought that this modal maybe should be separate from this site that we're building it on, or at least like able to be separate, because I have a feeling that we might want to integrate this process into some other sites that we have. So just want to keep that in mind. Maybe it's not going to affect anything right now. No job in programming yet. Just finished my associates, which was mained in Java. I don't mind it. Just trying to figure out the next step, really. The web has just recently taken my interest. Just so many frameworks, libraries, ways to do things. I know. Have you heard of the term JavaScript fatigue? It is definitely a thing. In a way, it's exciting. Like, there's been a lot of innovation in the web in the past few years. Both, like, browser features are just getting cranked out. There's so much new stuff there. And then in user space, so to speak, there's been a lot of frameworks and that. I feel like the past year, 2 years has settled down. There's not the kind of excitement of like there being a new, like React is what I want to say. React has kind of dominated the space. So there's a lot of small, not small, but maybe less popular libraries that have appeared that are incrementally improving on what React has done. But I feel like it's calming down. It's not as crazy as it probably, like the difference between 4 years ago and 2 years ago is much greater than 2 years ago to today, I think I want to say, in terms of frameworks and that. Looking into Vue since React Angular scare the hell out of me. Angular scares me. I've tried to understand it. It's like learning a new language altogether. React kind of is because you have to use JSX and that's scary. Vue is actually not that different from Angular. I think I'd prefer to use Vue over Angular. They take similar design decisions, but Vue is a much more human approach to it, I think. But I like React because once you get past the build step, like the build step is a pain. But, Vue has a build step too. Once you get past that, having your HTML in your JavaScript is kind of really convenient. I mean, to be able to return a div and write it this way, I like that. Some stuff is weird, like that you have to use class name instead of class, but that might be changing, and you can also use Preact with a P, which is a much tinier library than React. It does the exact same thing, and you can use just the word class there. Anyhow, so create a Coyne. This is putting the modal into the document, and then that button is opening it. So I should just be in create a Coyne for the rest of the day. So let's open that up. So, okay, let me just understand what Angela's done here. So it's, oh cool, she even typed up those default drop down things for me. That's awesome. Not for me, I mean, she was working on it, but I don't have to do that now. So I see now that it's implemented as tabs, and as you click next is here, it is a tab that you're clicking. That's cool. I like that. So it's all within the same modal. It's all within the same what'd you call it? Component. I might want to refactor this to split those tabs out into separate components, just so it might be overkill, but I feel like it's a bit much in this one function, and they're like kind of clearly separate things. Like I can like grab one. They're like peers, right? It's like a list of them. So I'm gonna do that first, just so I can work on one at a time and kind of feel like I'm doing something good. All right, but you know what? That means I'm gonna have to name these step 1, step 2. Maybe I'm better off. All right, I'm gonna leave it like it is for now. Maybe later, as it gets more complex, I'll want to, because I might want to have state like for a particular thing, just so this might get really complex if I don't. That said, first thing I want to do is put a Coyne in there. This placeholder is 250 by 150, which is, so the Coyne is effectively square. So I think I want a 150 by 150 Coyne here, centered. That's my guess. Where does she have that? Okay, so I gotta start over. I gotta refresh. Hello, Dirt Chicos. How's it going? I feel so not slick when I try to pronounce a name. Dr. Chizoke? No, Chicozy. Sorry for butchering your name. Yeah, I'm just trying to work on this flow here. I'm trying to make this the project folder tree. Sure. I think it's E. So it's pretty simple. Got containers is all the React components right there. And CSS and a build folder for the bundle. And then just config files, webpack, and package.json. Do you, I'll call you doctor if that's all right. Do you work in web tech too? Oh, God Greeny, thanks for following. I appreciate it. Yeah, what was I going to say? I'm trying to make... Is this step 1? Yeah, I think so. Redux? No, we're not using Redux. I've never actually used Redux in a project. I have my own... I did my own like Flux library back in those days before Redux came out. When Redux came out, I like came out with a new version to take some to make it closer to Redux because I like some of the stuff Redux does. Mine's called Hoverboard, and then I renamed it to Hover, and like nobody uses it, and I don't even use it anymore. Where's my? You can see how many people have actually used it here. It's like some days someone uses it, other days nobody uses it. Yeah, no one really. I think there's issues, but they're all mine. Or they're like ancient. 2015, 2016. Yeah. Anyway, so what I've come to like, I don't know what I want to say. What I do lately is just use React State for the most part. And then if nothing I've really done, I think the whole state management stuff is overkill for most projects. That's kind of what I've come to realize. It's has some elegance and you feel good like having all your state in one global state managing thing and then pass down props through the whole React tree and all that, but it's also makes it really hard to figure out where to go look when something goes wrong, and having it just in the same React component is nice. You know, like you have your HTML in your component, might as well have your state management in there too. Put it all in there. I'm saying that kind of tongue-in-cheek. I don't know if that's a really good idea, but yeah, that's it. I just haven't figured it out. I just think the kind of state management you get with Redux, and that can be done other ways. Basically, all you want to be able to do is call. Like if you need to load some data here, which I don't, but if you did, just do it through like a model that you import and then have like a promise. And then if you want to share that data across other components, do it as a promise. So have the model return the same promise to all the different ones and implement caching through that. That's kind of how I've been doing it lately. So I need to make this into this. Customize your coins. Oh, I gotta fix the typo there. And make them more collectible. I think I'm gonna put a BR here so that it's forced at 2 lines after the and. Fix that typo, make that /coins, and make them more collectible. Sure. Yep. Oh, because of my Webpack hot reloader, it's going to be reloading the... It's going to wipe out my modal every time I save. That's fine. It's annoying. So that looks fine. I need it to be bigger. I think this is scaled up. So it's really like something in between. But this it's like should be still a bigger font size. So where do I do that? I need to get kind of oriented here. So my CSS is all over here. My collection. I could have like a modal CSS that applies to all modals, but I think, like I said, I want maybe that this can be pulled out and used on a different site more easily. So I think I'd be best off making a create a Coyne CSS file, and then create a Coyne. I don't really like how that looks. Create Coyne .css. So in there, I'm gonna put my stuff. So here I'll do import. Guess I can do up CSS create Coyne .css, and that's Webpack is gonna see that and pull my new CSS file in. So if I do something stupid, like, it's a good way to test to make sure it's being pulled in. Background red, yeah, perfect. Gone. So and I just need to figure out, I guess, create a Coyne modal. I can set the, I'm just thinking maybe I should call it the exact same thing. Maybe even with the capitalization, because that way it's more obvious that it relates to that component. So my modal background red. No. But yeah, that is the modal, that's right. The modal isn't, the modal is like the it's like full screen kind of thing, so that you can't access behind, or when you click it, it disappears. So that's why that happened. But what I want to do is make the font size bigger, not for the title, but for the contents. So that would be inside nav. That seems fine, but kind of hacky. Or tab content. Let's use that. That sounds like what I want. Yeah, so if I just make the font size like, I don't know, whatever it's supposed to be, 16. Start with that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit better. I should zoom this out so that it's more comparable. I think it's like that. A little bit bigger. And I think I want more line height. But I think I want to do that on the whole site. Line height. Let's go a little bit like that. Is that more? That's a little too much. That's nice. That looks decent. Alright, there's that. And then 2 coins. One in the front and one in the back. And I guess that I'm supposed to put these actual, like, surfboard dude and sun gazer here with this actual sample text as what it's supposed to be. So I'm just interpreting this mockup. Sometimes the mockup is like, this will be what the person uploaded. In this case, I think it's pretty obvious. Since this is the first screen, this is an example. So I need those. I need to make a note. I need to ask for those. I'll just, maybe I can use my cat one for now. And I guess I need that cartoon too. Why do you prefer hold all styles in separate folders instead of use a modular approach? This is just how I've done it forever and how the teams I work on generally do it. I don't necessarily prefer it. I wonder about, like, I could create a folder for create a Coyne and then have just like index.js, index.css in there, or create a Coyne. Like, I could organize it that way too. yeah, I don't really see a downside of that. It's just, you know, when you, like now, if I want to change CSS, I just go to the CSS, see all the CSS that's there. JavaScript, like the components are up here. There's not that much going on, so I think it would be more messy in a way, or like if I want to change the CSS, I gotta look for CSS all over the place. I don't know. It's got its pros and cons, you know. Yeah, what was I doing? So I don't have a cat photo, but that's fine. I'll just use a placeholder or whatever. And then I'm going to put my coin here and there. One will be a little bit bigger than the other. I'm just trying to view. If I view background image for that image, maybe it'll be in its original size, and then I can measure it. It's like breaking my computer to try to figure out how to do that. What is going on? It's an offline PDF, and I clicked view image, and it's like spinning. Try that again. I don't know. No, it's okay. Forget it. I'll just make up a number, and then we can tweak it later. So this one's going to be, I don't know, 200 big, and this is like less, like 170 or something, I don't know. Let's put 2 coins in there. So instead of this placeholder, it'll be, I guess I might still want that placeholder, but I'm going to do coin, uppercase, then image will be this one. That's not how you do that. You do this, and then what were all the names of my stuff? Image. Let's open up the coin. Remind myself. Oh yeah, container. No, container. The component handles that part. So image, width, upper text, lower text, text color, background color. These I'll leave blank. I'll leave them default. Width. So width will be, what did I say, 300 or something? 200. Then also upper text will be something and lower text will be something. I want 2 of them. I'll have to do some CSS to overlay them. I'll probably want to wrap them in like divs, I guess, or something that I can position. My highest jump will be the upper text. And the lower text is 1cred-9. Here, I don't know who that is, so eris.cred. I don't recognize this person, so I'm not really sure who that's supposed to be. If I search that, is that going to tell me something? You got to put in quotes because this is a domain name. Nope. Can you do like star? No. I don't know who that is. Maybe she's one of the featured cred domains. Where's that? Here? I don't know. Are you down here? Don't see. I'm gonna have to ask about that too. Eris.cred. Alright. I'll just do my name. Doesn't matter if it's uppercase or lower. It converts to uppercase anyway. And then I'm gonna assume that's 1cred-1-3/100. You think? How's that look? Broken. Oh, I didn't import my Coyne. Okay, this happened before, and what it was, what was it? It was that the Coyne wasn't on the page when it got rendered. That's not really the case now, is it? Is it? Maybe it is. Maybe component did mount. Like, what if I wrap this in a set timeout? Of none, like. Does that make a weird difference? Nope. What if I wait a while? Like a second. Oh, I know exactly what it is. Because this modal gets added to the page, like, right away. Excuse me. So the problem is that the Coyne is not visible, and then the circle text thing fails because when it's measuring the text size is all like 0 because it's not visible. That's my guess. So how do I fix that? I don't know. I just want to change these placeholders so they're, let's say, 150 square. Does not matter. But it's something I can do easy. Good evening, Emilos. Glad to have you back. It's morning here. Actually, it's quarter afternoon. Quarter afternoon. Sounds like a weird way to say it. I don't know how else to say it. It's 12:15. It's an afternoon technically, but it still feels like morning. I am, as usual. Oh, 6:13. Yeah, cool. Where about in Europe are you? In Spain? Portugal? Just guessing. Oh, Denmark. I was way off. Cool. My wife's German, so I used to live in Berlin for a few years. We still go there to visit fairly often. What is going on here? I know you're not from Germany, but it's Europe too. So I think that I can wait till this modal opens before I render these, and that'll fix it. But I'm not really clear on how I would do that. Like what I'd really like is that my Coyne component can anticipate this or like fix the bug for me. But I don't know if that's true. I think it'd be nice for there to be like, oh, we're visible now, so re-render it or something like that. But I don't know if there's like an event for that. I know there's Bootstrap modal open events, but I don't think they'd bubble down into their contents. You know what I mean? Bubble down. There's a way to make events bubble down. Call a function on Bootstrap modal open. Yeah, just tell me your event name. Shown. I guess what I could do is like listen to the. I could have the. I could have the modal listen to itself, and when it's shown, then it renders the Coyne using Bootstrap 4. I don't know. Let's check. It's a good point. Because it's in my package JSON here. Yeah, 4 beta. Is there a newer one? Probably. but that's what's here. Oh, is this like old school? Yeah, you know what? Update for Bootstrap 3. Thanks for catching that. Thank you. Thank you. Those are not the events. So show BS. BS is such a funny acronym, right? Shown after the modal has been made visible to the user in case of transitions. So that's probably the one I want. So what I could do, I have some options, right? I can make it so, and I think I kind of like this idea. I can make it so the Coyne itself, this, whenever a component gets mounted, all the coins re-render themselves. That's kind of stupid. Just looking at a squirrel out the window here. Playing in the snow. I don't know. So it's kind of even like my Coyne library should be smarter, but I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't be that smart. It's like the circle text library's fault. Like the circle text library should be smarter in theory because I don't know. It measures things in such a way that it requires that they're visible before you apply it, and that I think is a bad assumption. But maybe there's no other way. So I'm gonna make like a render Coyne function that does that. Then when the component mounts, I'll render Coyne. And then also, and this is where I'm not really sure how it's going to play out. Because if I render the Coyne twice, I'm probably going to get 2 coins. I know that's how it works. It's going to create a second Coyne. So I need to like destroy the old Coyne and re-render it in place. Or I could modify my Coyne to have a re-render function that re-renders the contents. But again, I'm like, is that really what I want to do? And I don't want to modify my Coyne too much. But I think in this case, I need a way to like destroy an old Coyne, probably. And you know what? All I have to do is wipe the contents of this container. So yeah, how about I do this .container .inner HTML is nothing. That's a crappy way to do this. While this .container .first child, this .container remove child, this .container .first child. That's more efficient. It's more code though. Anyway, so now let's do my stupid first one. So that's just going to destroy the old Coyne, create a new one. And my Coyne doesn't have any state now. Later, that might be like a memory leak kind of thing. If my Coyne is doing, like if I do a WebGL thing or something, maybe it's like glitters every few seconds, that kind of fancy thing, I don't know. It might be like trying to still glitter. So it would be good to have like this .coyne.destroy and have it just like wipe itself out and like clean itself up. So, you know what, let's do that so that later I don't have to change this. If that's the case, if this .coyne.destroy. So before that's gonna work, you know, it still doesn't get me re-rendering. Because what I wanted to do then is like, anytime a modal opens anywhere, shown ws.modal, right? Re-render. I guess I'm better off if I do this. This dot render coin. Right? Cool. That's probably overkill that it re-renders every coin when you open a modal. It would probably be better that I do like, oh, am I inside a coin? So let's actually do that. If this dot container dot, I want to say like if it's a child of, let's use jQuery. I have jQuery anyway. Bootstrap requires it. If this dot container dot closest dot, if it's in a modal, right? So yeah, thanks for following. Hope to see you again too, and have a great day. Thanks. See you, God Greenie. Hopefully I figure this out. So, what does a modal look like? It's dot modal. Dot length. In other words, if there's a modal in my ancestor tree, then I'm gonna listen. Oh, you know what? Then I can just listen to that. So I'll do like modal parent is that. So if there's a modal parent, oh, you know what? I am Viper. I get my first guesses so wrong. It must be I am Viper. Thanks for following. Did I say your name correctly? I hope. Yeah, I was just gonna do this like if there's a length, then call this, but that you don't actually have to do that. You know why? Because if there's nothing matching, then it won't attach a listener. So, cool. So, look at our container. If there's a modal parent, then listen for whenever that modal gets shown and render the coin. Let's see if that works for the modal. Yes, cool. Are you a developer too? I am Viper. You tinker or do it professionally? Yeah, you know what? This isn't working. This .coin .destroy is not a function. Good. So if I comment that out, which I haven't implemented yet. Yeah. So my theory was at least correct. You see, there's now, it re-rendered it again, so there ended up being 2, which was not what I want, but it's good. So I'm going to implement that destroy method on the coin, so it can destroy this one and render this one. Destroy this one, render that one. Web dev, cool, yeah. Moving to a software dev role. What kind of, is that like, what, .NET or something? Or is it app development? Server-side stuff or what? Yeah, coin destroy. Let's implement that. So I will bump the minor version because the API is changing, but not in a breaking way. So I have my render function here. I will create a new coin prototype.destroy, and it's going to simply well, you know what? My render function doesn't actually keep a pointer to the element anywhere. I think I need to do that. So how about last thing I do is set this dot root to root, and then this dot destroy will be like if this dot root dot parent element dot remove child this dot root equals null. I'm doing that to avoid a memory leak. So I also want to wipe out these options, but the Shivan28, thanks a lot for following. Welcome. I am trying to figure out if I need to do any more cleanup. So I think later I might have more going on in the background with this coin. And then in my destroy step, I'm going to want to stop some of those timers or whatever it is. In this case, I think wiping out the root is good enough. Like just deleting the element, and I think that's good enough. So, and then later, this will be like a hook where I can put in some cleanup stuff. Alright, so go back to my Coyne. I like to do git diff just to be sure I didn't change anything, or I'm not forgetting anything. New destroy method. Destroy method cleans things up. Oh, tryhard, please. Welcome back. How's it going? I am making progress. So, you know, the tinkering with the lettering I was doing yesterday, I was doing a bit more of it today, but I'm pretty happy with how it ended up. So I mentioned I work with Angela, my colleague developer. She asked me to move the text down a bit, and what I figured out was before, like yesterday, the space above was a little bit smaller than below. That's why it was so tight there. So I moved it all down, and I think it's pretty balanced now. The W is away from that dark edge. That was important to me. Yeah, I think it's good. So I've already moved on to the, I don't know what to call it, this modal. But I'm trying to solve bugs. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I think it looks nice too. I'm trying to solve this issue that I kept running into yesterday. So the modal, it gets attached to the page now. Like when you refresh, it's already there. But then that circle text plugin doesn't know what it's doing. It's not a plugin, it's a library. That circle text library can't measure the letters because they're not visible. So what I'm adding is like a destroy method to my Coyne. npm version minor. Git push. And so what I'm going to do is like add a hook to the Coyne in here, so that if it's inside a modal and the modal is shown, it'll redraw itself. That's not something my Coyne library should know about, but it's something the Coyne in this site can know about, and that just saves me the hassle of every time I want to render a Coyne in a modal, I don't have to do the same fix, you know. So I should be able to go back to my CryptoCred folder, do npm up Coyne. I might need to bump the minor in my package.json. Let's see. And if that works, this should work. Maybe. Let's try it. Yeah, but not great, eh? It's like, well, now it's fine, but you see at the start, it's like messed. But you know, I think I know exactly what I can fix. So I'm listening to shown. I should do show. So it's like as soon as the modal's visible, or shown includes the animations. And as long as the animation isn't going to mess up text size. What? Show. I thought it was show. Show BS modal. What? Why not? Let's do it on both. Am I using TypeScript? No, I've actually never used TypeScript. Thanks for joining the chat though there, Imp. No, this is just JavaScript. I've looked at TypeScript. I think I've worked with like I've been a Java developer in the past and stuff like that. So I'm very familiar with working in typed languages. I like no problem. I like that JavaScript doesn't have strict types. I understand with like strict typing, then you get a lot of support from your editor, and you can catch errors that you wouldn't have caught otherwise. But I don't know. I guess I've never tried it, so I can't really say one way or the other. But I feel like, or at least I don't have like a urge to have types. Like, if anything, it's the opposite. The idea of types tires me out just thinking about it. even though it might save time, yeah. I guess it all depends on your style of development and the kinds of errors you make and that kind of thing. I try to like avoid those kinds of errors through I don't know, like other ways of being explicit about types. I think like being able to define like shapes of stuff is nice, like to say like, oh, here's all the keys inside an object. It's a little bit too loose with JavaScript, and that, yeah, in the past I've been a little bit I don't know, doing things that aren't like documented, and then you have to know like the right type of the right, like if you do a false here, then that means certain thing somewhere else. I try to be as explicit as I can now with properties and not have that kind of secret dual usage of anything. And I don't know, I'm not really explaining why I don't use TypeScript. I'm just talking about how I do development. So I'm gonna stop talking about that. Yeah, I'm still not happy that it looks messed to start. Why am I not getting this show? Is it because this event actually has to be on the like the document or something? Maybe. Let's just try that and see if it makes a difference. Document. I don't know. If it does make a difference, it does not make a difference. What the heck? Why would why does this not get fired? Fires immediately when the show instance method is called. Well, if caused by a click, the clicked element is available. Yeah, well, it is caused by a click, but what the heck? Are you broken? Does anything render here? Is it just like a little too early? Maybe that's why. Like maybe it is calling. I'll do an alert. Show. Lowercase t. Let's see. Yeah. So it is calling. You know what? It's probably just a little too early. Like I think it's not visible yet. So maybe what I want to do is like either a timer, like a timeout, or like a request animation frame. Let's try a request animation frame. I don't know, man. Hey, what do you guys think about me putting on background music? I know I'm like new to Twitch streaming, so I don't know. I've heard other people listening and stuff. I know it'll like mute me if I'm streaming anything copyright, I think. But I don't know. What do people do? I can't remember any background music in other coding programming streams too much. Mostly in the ones where people don't talk and it's just like all you hear is the music. Maybe it's distracting. Normally when I work, I have very loud music on the whole time. So it just feels a little quiet here. Let's see. Not better. Not better at all. Why not? I guess request animation frame is still too early. It's okay to have music? Is that what you mean? Try hard, please? Let's try to set timeout. Still not. What if I like do set timeout with an amount? Give it 100 milliseconds. Nope. Why not? Why would it still? Like, why is shown not enough? Why? There must be something else going on. Maybe maybe this fix is like not really fixing it. Maybe I'm just working around it. I'm still happy I added the destroy method to the Coyne. That'll be useful later, but maybe I need to look at like why isn't it working in the first place? Is there something I can do? What if I do like style? What if I force the width and height right here? You know? Even though it's not visible, maybe it's like enough that it can figure out what to do. Nope. Not better. What does on attribute usually work on? It's a jQuery thing. It attaches an event listener in jQuery. So this part gets me the modal parent. So if what I'm doing is saying like if this Coyne is inside a modal, then attach these listeners to the modal itself. And what I want to do is like re-render the Coyne when the modal is visible, because it's broken and then it's fixed, right? So it's like I don't know why here. What I really don't get is why inside here, even though it's like 100 seconds after the modal was shown, re-rendering is still not good enough. I don't get that. Oh, did you see what happened there? It like did work, but now it's straight. So it's like, but why did my alert make that difference? That is weird, eh? And the alert shows up even before the text. I think so. Yeah, now I figured it out. The modal, or not, I don't know if I figured it out, but the modal is doing this like slide open effect. It's very subtle, but you see it like when it first appears, you can see the top and not the rest of it. Very briefly. No, maybe I'm wrong. I thought I saw it do a slide. What it's doing is just moving down. I'm surprised that it's able to animate while, I guess because it's a CSS animation, while the alert's open. Usually alert freezes the JavaScript, which is kind of what I wanted to happen. Which is, I guess, why the text is somehow broken in a different way, because the JavaScript's not running. So the circle text library wasn't able to run, and the text is just sitting there. Now when it runs, it's correct on the first try. So if I put an alert there, so that's the solution. I'll just do a stupid alert, and then everyone can click OK on my Y. Figure that out. Why did it break on the one and not the other? Coyne is not fully drawn. That's right. You mean this one, right? It's like not fully drawn by the time the alert happens, or by the time this gets called, yeah. But like, who cares? What if I put maybe position like relative on it or something? That's how you do it. Relative. I don't know. I'm just trying random stuff now. Sometimes that helps. Okay, I'll get rid of my alert because it might be working. Nope. I want it, ideally, I don't even want to have to re-render the Coyne, right? I just want it to render correctly the first time. Not doable. I could like render it somewhere else and then move it, but that's icky-ish. So maybe it's not that bad. What I would do is like make a div. So he's called div fake container this is kind of experimental, but I mean, if I can get to the point where I don't have to redraw it, that's really ideal. So what I would do is append this to the document body. So it'll be on the page. Then I'm going to use style to like hide it. So I'll do position absolute, left, I'm just going to like put it way off the page. I usually do 4 nines. That's my standard hiding something number. So it can be 10,000 pixels big and it still won't show up. Wide, I mean. And then I'm going to render my Coyne to that. Then I'm going to add my fake container, the contents of my fake container, to my actual container, which would be fake container dot first element child, I think. And then I can delete my fake container, which is basically this line with remove child. Let's try that out. So I don't need this anymore. I don't know. And then let's assume I don't even need this stuff. Let's see. Yeah, it works. Is it a good solution? Maybe. Maybe it's not that performant. Thing is, it's like actually, it's happening with these too. So I might want to say like, oh, only go through that stupid thing if it's inside a modal. Or display hidden. The problem is, I think, and I can test that out. Because my theory is that because it was hidden, the circle text thing isn't working, right? So if I do display none, or do you mean visibility hidden? Do you see what happened? Display none, it still works. Do you know what that means? My theory is wrong, and now I really don't know why it wasn't showing up. I'm so confused. What is the modal doing? Maybe the modal has some like, maybe a closed modal has some, maybe it's not just display none, maybe there's more going on. Let's have a look at the modal. It's worth mentioning that I am just working around a third-party library that I did not write, and that is why this is a challenge. If I wrote that circle text library, I'd be working on that circle text library to make sure it doesn't have that bug, but I didn't. Maybe it'd be good for me to fix their library, but generally, here it is. So it has position fixed, right? Then display none, overflow hidden. It's not that different, except for the fixed. But if I take off none, oh, what about the contents? I'm just like, where is my Coyne? And why is it tiny? Nope. Here. There's my coins. Why are they? So they're 200 by 200. You can see in that blue box that they have layout, basically. Like they're not small. But then maybe measuring the text. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't know how the library works. But look at this. The letters are clearly already laid out in a perfect circle. Right? So it is fine, but then for some reason, when I then make it visible, I don't know what happens. They break. So why? Let's see if I can like force this to appear. Opacity. Look. They're right there. But they're not. They're right there and they look great. And that. Then I click this. Oh, okay, so I gotta hide it. But we know it looks good, right? And then I click this. What? Now it does. It's like quantum computing here. It's like if you look at something, it's gonna act differently than if you don't. Yeah. What? You know what? I think it's like the changes I made actually, because it's still going through that fake container thing. That's why it's working. What if I don't? What if I don't? Now I'm like, it'll make sense. Yeah, good. It's like good that it's broken, because then I'm not going crazy. But in here, so display none. If I take that off, take this one off, then it's still a thing. Like it still has size. Here's my coin, still 200. And all the letters are in one spot. Yeah, okay. So when that happened, I don't know. But you know what? I found a fix, so let's just stick with the fix. Fix is this. I'm going to render the coin onto a hidden div and then move it into place. And then I don't need this, I don't think. And I don't need this modal awareness stuff. And I can just have that be my component mount. And does that still work? I think it will. Yeah. And now I'm interested if I don't append it to the body, it'll break probably. Mouse is missing. What? Okay. And if I don't do display none, surely it'll work. Yep. Of course. Let me move that up because I want to hide it before I append it to the body. Then I'm going to, yeah, this is all fine, I think. I don't know. So I might be able to just like, it's like div soup-ish, but I think I can probably just it's not necessarily a fake container, like is the container. Yeah. And then set display block. Yeah. Then I have extra divs. I'll put it back the other way. It's not like really less code. It's the same. Let's keep it like that. Okay. I think I'm good with that part of it. trying to decide how much more I want to do right now. I'm going to take like a quick break, stretch break. I suggest you do the same, and I'll be back in about 2-3 minutes, so be right back. I'm back. So I think I'm gonna do a little tiny bit more, and then I'm gonna stop for the day, for the weekend. Long weekend too. I'm gonna be gone on Monday. I think the one thing I want to do is have these be beside each other, overlapping, and then I'll be more happy with it. So they're supposed to look like this. The one's fine. The other needs to be like 3/4 of the size and a bit behind. So where am I? That's the wrong one. I'm gonna close that. Excuse me. So it's in my create a coin. I have these 2 coins, so I want to make the one like I don't know, 150-ish. And then I need to like use CSS to position them. So I can't just put like a class name on these, but I can. So I will. What I mean is my component doesn't support that yet, but I think it should. Then I don't need extra elements wrapped around these. I can just style them directly. Class name will be on the first one, front. Let's call it Coyne front, Coyne back. I want to make this a little more. I'm just concerned because I use this Coyne prefix in my Coyne CSS, and I might actually want to have a front and back later, so I'm probably better off having a different naming scheme here, like modal dash, maybe modal Coyne front, I don't know, or like, it's possible that this like front back view, it actually shows up a few different places, so it might be like it's later there too, it's later there. It might be that I want to create a component for a front back view where you can like, so whenever you want to do a front back, it's like one component for both. Yeah, let's do that. But I think how I'll do it then is not like that I pass all the details for the two. I don't know. I was going to say like, do I want 4 texts, like front upper text, back upper text, and so on? I think one width is a good idea, or like one size dimension, so that it can scale the second one accordingly. To be consistent there. Don't necessarily need the front back there. Then I will probably just wrap it in some HTML. Let's do it this way. Coyne front back. And then I will, for now at least, put in front upper, back upper, and all that. Front image, back image. Yeah, I don't want to. I could do it as like 2 objects. Maybe that will make me feel less grossed out about it. Front being like these parameters minus the width, and then back being the opposite. Let's do that. Not the opposite, but the other half. So here we go. I have the Paw Patrol theme song in my head. Yeah, being a dad. Okay. Like that. And then Coyne front back, I want to call it. Oh, I already did there. Whatever. Whoa. I just formatted it with prettier, and it changed things a lot. And I'm not sure it's for the better. I think it's not great. It's because there's so much nesting here. I'm going to put it back for now. We'll format it later. I kind of want to pull these tab panes out into their own component. Let's do that now. It's cheap to do it, so I'll call it create Coyne. You know what? I'll just call it intro. It'll be private here. Intro tab. And then down here I can have like, I'm not going to export at all. And I'm not going to have any state. It'll just return that there. Yeah, that's fine. Then the other ones I can put in their own functions. Just so that, I don't know. So that this isn't so deep. Like, so that it's just a list of tabs in here, and then, should I go all the way? Yeah, might as well. So this one's name tab. Same thing. That's kind of something I like about React, that you can refactor a component into subcomponents so easy. What should that one be called? Front? Nav front, yeah. And then back, and then add, done. So this one is front, tab. I'll make the others right now. Back, tab, and what was it? Add, and done. Alright, there's that one. This one is the back. And then I don't know why, like, always, there's never like a situation where I'm like, oh, I don't want to refactor right now. I'll do that later. It's like whenever I see something I want to do, like refactor, I do it right away. Sorry, Tryhard Please asks, are you using Bootstrap or React handles responsive? Yeah, it's using Bootstrap. React doesn't do anything really. It's just, it turns this into DOM. So it's like only you can think of React as like, okay, I gotta back up a sec. The React rendering is only HTML. Any CSS you do, like you can do CSS, but it ends up rendering it effectively as inline CSS. Like it's like the style attribute of the thing. So yeah, no, it doesn't do any formatting at all. Front, I need to put the others in. Back tab, also add tab, and done tab. And I don't know, maybe this looks stupid, but that way this got a lot simpler, right? It's just the outer stuff, and then all the inside stuff has its own components. And then maybe there, I format it all. Now it's a little bit, I don't know, it's like smaller chunks. I feel a little bit better. Like each of these functions is like digestible, where all of them together was a bit overwhelming. I think it's good now. I think it was good before. It's just like good to build on from here. Because it was already like, it was as long as I'd want a component to be, but it didn't have any functionality in it yet. So I need to make my Coyne front back, and then I think I'll wrap it up for the day. So let's make that. Import Coyne front back from front back. I don't necessarily need Coyne right now, but I probably will soon. Chandu, hi, how's it going? Thanks for joining. I am trying to render this, and right now it looks like blank. So I'm further than that. I just need to create a file so that it stops breaking. So I need to create Coyne front back. This needs to, let's say, export a function that returns hello for now. There's my hello. So what I need to do is here's how I'm using it. Front back. So okay, so I am a web developer. I'm just 5 months old as a dev. Okay, I was gonna say. But how I can get a client on my own? I don't know. I got pretty lucky. The clients I have, I've had for like two of my clients I've worked for 10 years now. And I found the first one through my blog. I was just blogging about JavaScript stuff, or it wasn't even, yeah, it was JavaScript stuff at the time. And yeah, he found me, wanted me to do some work. I did some work for him. Some of that work got some publicity. Someone else saw that, decided they wanted me to work on something similar. And those two clients have been like, 10 years. Been since 2007 or 2008. Been Actually, it was 2000, early 2007. Since then, yeah, it's been steady, great work, great clients. Love working for them. So, how do you find those? Sorry, I don't know. But I know, like, when you think freelancing, especially a lot of designers in that, is this idea that you are constantly looking for work. You do, like, work on a website for, like, a week or something, and then you're chasing them to get paid, and then trying to find, what are you going to do next week? That overhead of, like, meeting a new client, establishing a relationship, getting paid, all that stuff is, like, a fair bit of work, right? So having a long-term client, like, getting paid is as easy. You send, like, I send monthly invoices, and it's just there's no, like, overhead of negotiating of contracts, of all that stuff. It's just, like, flow of work. They send me an email, I send them an email back with it being done or whatever, and that's what I aim for. Try to find clients that are going to be there long term. How do you find them? I don't know, because 10 years ago, blogging would have been my suggestion. Today, probably not blogging. There's Twitter. Twitter came out since 10 years ago. I try on there. LinkedIn came out since 10 years ago. Maybe LinkedIn was around back then. I don't know. Yeah, just be out there, I'd say, and maybe they'll find you. That's probably what you can hope for. So I have my front, back, and basically all I need to do is pass these parts in to my subcoins, my front and my back coin. I need them in some kind of, like, layout. Started with Laravel and Vue.js. That's pretty cool. I haven't used either, but I'm quite familiar with both. Yeah. I did a lot of PHP development with CodeIgniter, which is a lot like Laravel. I think Laravel's modeled after it. And then, yeah, I got my JavaScript start back in the 90s, so there wasn't frameworks back then. But I was big into jQuery for a long time. And now I mostly do React stuff. I still do PHP stuff, actually. More than you'd expect. Actually, I really like OpenResty, which is Nginx with a Lua. Like writing Lua modules for Nginx. It is lightning fast. So I'm going to get props through here. I'm going to get front and back. I'm going to pass. I think I have to do it like this, ... front. And that might not actually work. I have to see, so let me do front, back. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I tried to do that. Okay, it's bombing. React is not defined. Alright, let's pull that in. Here. Yeah, I guess it worked, eh? Cool. So I'm going to specify a width on each of them that'll be different. The first one, let's say, I'm just trying to figure out, like, how am I going to specify how big I want it. Width is maybe, it's okay, like, I have width on my coin, but for, like, a double. So if you have this, right? How do you say how big you want it? Maybe height. And then I just translate that into the width of the biggest coin is the height. Yeah, I guess so. Hey Azal, how's it going? How's your day going? I'm just trying to figure out how to pass what I want here. I think 200 is what I want the height to be. And then, cool, yeah. if I pass the height through here as the width, this just seems stupid. That's why I was like hesitant. Width equals height. Fine. What about me? My day's going pretty good, yeah. Had to wake up painfully early today, but I got a little brief nap in too, so not too painful. I'm gonna go height times 0.75 because I want it a little bit smaller. And then I need some kind of layout stuff. What am I working on? I'm doing some freelance work, paid work. I'm going through these specs. So they're working on a new cryptocurrency. And the whole thing about this one is that it's very visual. So for people who, you know, like almost everybody except for programmers, cryptocurrencies are kind of like way too abstract. So it's like you can make your own coin, upload your wedding photo, and then give it as like a wedding gift, as like a thank you gift to your guests. That's the idea here. So the part I'm doing is just taking the mock-up and turning it into this. Obviously, I'm not there yet. So I need to, this isn't too bad. I think the small one might be a bit too small. You don't think it'll work as a business model? Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's a new space, right? So who knows? Who knows what'll work? And the company that's doing this, Cred, is we do a lot of experimental stuff. You know, not everything works for sure, but you gotta try it out. You never know. So I want these two things side by side, so I need to do that with some CSS at least. But I'm just trying to think of what the markup would be like. Maybe the markup is simply a box, and then like the one is left aligned and the other is right aligned. And the box is like I figure it out based on 1.5 of the height. Or the other way around. How about I let you pass in width and then it'll figure out the height accordingly. That makes me happier because the Coyne is the Coyne parameter is a width, so I want a Coyne front back also to have a kind of a width. So the width here would be like 300, let's say. And then, so it's like 300 divided by, it's like kind of like this. I don't know, times 2/3. And then this one will be even smaller. 1/3. Not sure, we'll tinker with that. Then the, I'll just use inline style here for now. That's all. Thanks for following. I appreciate it. So I'm going to make a box with this width. Height will be this number. I guess. And then I want, I think I have to wrap these in like divs too. So then this one will be, yeah, so they're going to overlap, so I need like z-index stuff going on. Position relative, I think, on both. I'll probably move the CSS somewhere else, but right now I'm just going to tinker with it in here. So I want to wrap the other one too. And this one will get like z-index or JavaScript z-index, let's say 1. This one gets z-index 2. Then I think I want to look at it, see where we're at. Not even close. So I got to move the one up. Let's do it in here. Whoop. I got to set top or something. And then like they're gonna have to be, so this needs position relative so that I can do top basically 0. Actually, so then they're both absolute. Okay, relative can turn into absolute. But this has relative so that the container basically keeps its shape. Yeah, we're getting close now. So I guess I want margin auto here so that it centers itself, the container. And then on the inside, I will have, this one will be right 0, and this one will by default be left 0. Yeah, kind of. So why width, height's 200, width is missing. I can't explain that. Width is missing. That's what I pass in. Width. Huh? This one works, but not this one? Oh, is it because it's a string? Yeah, that's probably why. So when I like did the math, it turned into a number. That's why height worked. But width 300 doesn't mean anything. It has to be 300 px or else the number 300. This is good. The second coin's way too small. That's fine. Let's figure out what ratio. So this one's 2/3 of the space. This one should be like 2/3 of 2/3. 2/3 of 2/3 is 4/9. Let's try that. Should be bigger. 5/9, 6/9. 6/9 would be the same as 2/3, so not that. 5/9. Yeah, it's getting pretty good. I think then I want it to, so this is the width specified, this 300. And I think, I'm just thinking like, oh, if this is 300, then it's, yeah, the first coin's about 2/3 of the width of the coin area, and the next coin's about 1/3. But then I think it just needs to be bigger. Whoop. I don't know. Let's see. It's not that bad actually, size-wise. It's pretty close. I want it to be a little bit down. So top should be like, can we do percents maybe? 10%? Not sure. Yeah, 5%. That looks pretty good. That's pretty close to this. Not identical, but it's getting there. I think I want a little bit narrower overall, so that means I want the height to be a bit bigger, effectively. So the height, not 2/3, but maybe 3/4. And then this should be the same. Let me do the math here. So I'll be like const front width is this. And I'll put front width. So the height of the whole thing is front width. The width of the first coin, of the front coin, is also front width. The size of the second coin, I can express as front width times something like 3/4 also. Then top, I can actually express that as like front width. So actually let's hold and see how it actually looks, and then I'll know. Yeah, so I want this second one a little bit bigger. 4/5 of the other. 5/6. Something like that. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a little bit smaller, maybe. It's pretty similar. And the amount of so the first coin comes to basically the middle of the second coin. This one's a little bit further. So that tells me I want to go a little bit down from 3/4. So if I do it, maybe I should just do it in percents, basically. So 75% is what that was, and I want to go a little bit smaller. Let's go 70. And then let's do a decimal here too. So 5/6 is like, I don't know, 0.8 is 4/5. 5/6 is a lot higher, so let's try 0.9. See what that looks like. Yeah, I need to go a little bit bigger here, but I'm on the right track. A little bit smaller, I mean. That's pretty good. Kinda. Needs to come down then. So what I was gonna say is, like, if this is 80% of this, if the back is 80% of the front, then I know the top should be 10%. Right? 10% on the top, 10% on the bottom. Should balance. Yep. Yeah, I think so. It's looking pretty close. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I'm just like looking at this. Whoop. I'm looking at. Yeah, you know what, that looks okay. I didn't really like how the shadow's overlapping there with the zeros, but when you zoom in, you realize it's actually fine. Just when you zoom out, it's like, it's a bit clumpy there. All right, so let's see. I will probably leave it at this for today. It's pretty good. There's these shadows under the coin that might be relevant, so I'm gonna ask about that too. That might be something that can go right into the like the SVG of the coin itself, I'm thinking. Because there's like this SVG trim here that gives these lines, the circle lines, and the shading. So the shading itself could contain a shadow there, I think. But that's not for me to do, and it's not for me to do today. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap up. It's been a good stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be streaming next week for sure sometime. I'm going to try to stream around 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm not sure which day, maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. If you're interested in watching, please follow. Otherwise, thanks so much for participating, for being in the chat. It was really, really great, really. It's just so much fun to like talk to people about what I'm doing while I'm doing it. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again. Thanks for watching.